So these pages I'm doing are going to be for an art journal book. And I'm doing both sides of the paper so that all I have to do is fold it in half. And then I fold the other one in half. And I'm creating my pages for my journal book, right? And these pieces here I considered finished. I've added to them. I've enhanced them, changed them quite a bit. And again, there's these multi-layers. Now, I can add collage as well, like this one here. Where is it? This one, I added collage to it. So you can overlap and draw into it and do all kinds of things. So this will be really cool when it's finished. So the two techniques I'm kind of using today are from a couple videos I saw over the past few weeks. One is Lynn Chung. I think that's how you say her last name. And the other two videos are from the same gal. Her name is Heather Gates Wilson. And she's the one that does these luminous ones that you will see. Okay, I'm going to start adding on some colors here. And the thing with this method that I'm going to do is I'm not rolling it across the whole plate, only part of the plate, because I want the edges to be soft. And oops, what do we got in there? A little thing. Okay, you can see how soft that's looking. Okay, I'm going to put a stencil on top, and then I'm going to print it on here. Find a spot that I want to put it, probably in the middle, and press it in. What I like about this technique is having the option of having softer edges. Now you don't really see it too much, but you can kind of see the soft edges happening there. Now, I will take this off, and again, I have another image I can still use. So I'm going to take another sheet here, the back of another one, because I'm trying to do both sides. And here's another sheet I will use, and again, I'm going to put it this way. Okay, and I don't even have to use it on the whole plate. I can just even do part of it. Oh, it didn't even come up. Okay, so this is obviously dried already. So I'll put another color on in order to lift this up. And I think I might go with sort of a, this is, they call it midnight, which is sort of a blue, a dark blue. Now I want more of this to come up. Oops. So again, I've got, these are old paint, so we end up with this stuff on here. Whoops, there we go. Now I'm actually going to use two different sheets, because one will pull up that side, and I have a blank piece here that I'm going to use it and just put part of it on. Okay. And this is kind of what I got from Lynn's video, was to just do sections. You don't have to do the whole thing. I'll put that one back because I never used it. Okay, so there I just have it on part of it. And see, that pulled up that last print. Okay, so now I have another plate here with some stuff on it. I'm going to do one more print here before I shut this off. I'm going to use a pink color now. That one's better. And I'm just going to do it on part of here. Okay. And I'm going to get a stamp. So I have a stamp here. I'm just going to stamp it. And then I'm going to stamp it right onto my, I just move that over, onto my paper, like that. So you can just see a slight image of it. Okay, and I'll do it again. And I'll put it onto another blank sheet here. Well, not blank, but another sheet of paper. So there we go. Now, because I've got this ready to go, I'm going to put it on the back of this. And again, I'm not going to put the whole thing on. I'm just going to put part of it on. And I'm going to grab another sheet and use the back of that. So you can put multiple. That's why it looks so segmented, is because they are just being part of the whole. Okay. Now again, using this sort of luminous technique, if I can get the paint out, there. I got a little too much paint there, so I'm just going to take a little bit off. There. Just put it off to the side. You want to have a clean plate, because in order to get those, like, you don't use much paint, but to get those soft edges, I don't know if you can see how soft the edges are. Okay, now this time I'm not going to put a stencil on. I'm just going to put my paper on, and I'm going to use this paper here for the other part. There we go. Okay, and there's just a little hint here, and I'm just going to put a little bit on there and see if that comes through. You can see all the layers that are on here. Oh, just, it hardly ever, it didn't show. But it showed here, very nice, okay. And let's see about this one. This is very nice. See how that soft edge is? That's a lovely technique. And you can put layers on layers on layers. And so that is with Heather Gates Wilson's technique, which is a very, very interesting process. Now I'm going to use my shaper here just to add color and do just a little different technique. You can see how I'm just putting it on. This is almost like using a brush on here. Okay, so I've got this, and I'm going to actually use just another sheet of paper, and I will put it on part of it and get another one here, this one I think, to put it in the middle part. You really only need 4 sheets of paper, but sometimes if I have extra left over, I'll start printing again. Okay, see, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, now that I got these yellows, I'm going to add a blue in here, and this is going to change it to a green, because you know what happens when you add blue and green, or blue and yellow. Okay, this time I'm just going to use the roller to put on top. I don't know if the yellow's going to show up or not, but we'll see. Okay, and I want to use another stencil for this. So I'm going to use a stencil that covers my whole plate, and I'm going to add it on the back of here, and just part of it. Press down. Take this one and press it down as well. Make sure you really press. When you get a stencil like this, you want to make sure, there it is, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You want to make sure you get enough contact so that it will show up properly. Now, I have this beautiful piece here, and I could put it on a couple pieces of paper, or I could put it on a brand new piece. I think I'll put it in a brand new piece here. I'm just going to grab a piece of paper here. There. And just see if I waited too long. There. Nope, got it. Well, I guess I could have pressed it a little bit more, but here, got another sheet started. Okay. Now, I can add a color on here, and I think I'm actually going to add white. Get the white out. Because the white, there, the white will lift this up. lift that blue up. And so it'll show. Okay, now we'll see if that yellow comes up underneath. Might not. It just, you know, you never know how these things are going to turn out. Now I'm going to put the white on the white side of that, or on the back of that. And I think I'll put a little bit here. And maybe a little bit here. Okay. Now. Ooh. Not all of it came up, but boy, oh boy, that is lovely. See how we're overlapping everything? I should have left it a little bit longer. Some of the yellow did come up, I see. Same with this one. Some of the yellow did show up. There we go. So I'm going to try another vanishing one, but I'm going to start it on, whoops, helps if I have this open. There. There. I don't need much. I don't need much. I'm just going to do it on the edge because I want it to disappear going up. There we go. You don't need much paint for this. That's why it's such a cool effect. Okay, I am going to take it and just put it on the edge of this one, and then I use the whole thing. Alrighty. See, doesn't it look really transparent and loose? I really love this technique. Oh, and part of the print left, see? That's interesting how that happened. Okay, I'm going to add another color in here, and we're going to go with this green. You know, we're going to end up with, right? Red and green make brown. Okay, I'm going to let it disappear. Oh, look at the interesting color. Okay, now I think I will use a stamp here. I got a Dottie stamp, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to stamp it on one of my pieces. And you have to work pretty quick with this because what happens is it dries very fast. But I do like the effect I've got. Oops. Okay, now let's get a sheet and transfer it on. Let's see if it'll work on this sheet. Well, I'll do part of the sheet. I'll do it this way and get this other sheet here and do it on, let's see, this part. Okay. So this is very intuitive. I'm not planning anything. I mean, we'll end up with some that work and some that don't. Remember, contrast is the thing to keep in mind when you're working with any kind of art making. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Anyway, that is cool. Okay. Okay, I'm going to continue to work here on these pages, and then I'm going to show them to you when I'm all finished. But this one here now, I want to use these shapers. They're sort of like a soft, pointy, well, they come in different sizes. They're sort of like brushes, but they're not as, like they won't hurt your plate, and they just sort of push the paint around. So I'm going to put a little bit of paint on here and show you what they do. If I can get it there, out. When I'm going to do it on part of the plate. Like I'll leave it, get a soft edge there. Okay. But I can go on there, say I'll take a larger shaper here. And it's sort of like removing the paint. See how it pushes it around? So that's kind of cool. And they come in So many different sizes, and you can do different things with them. You can use them for regular painting as well. Okay, so now I'm going to print this up. Since I've got blue on this, I'm going to use it again. And I'm just going to use part of it down here. And let's see, maybe the rest I'll use up here. Okay, there we go. Oh, that didn't come through. How about this one? That one did come through right there. I wonder why they didn't come through. Because it's dry already. This is a very dry place. Okay, what can I grab here? I'm going to go with the dark indigo on top just to see what it does. If I can get the thing working. Oh, maybe I better leave that for a bit. We'll go back to this midnight blue because I know that one's working. If I can get it out. Oh, it's also an old paint. There we go. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oops. And we'll see what that dark blue does with the lighter blue underneath. We'll see how it prints up. Oh, I got some on there. Where'd that come from? Okay. And I might use a stencil for this as well. Let's use this stencil here. Okay. And I want to put it on something with the blues again. So this has got blue on here, so let's do the blue. I'll just use the whole thing. There we go. Really push it in there because remember, stencils, you've got to get in there to get that contact. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so there, we'll take that off. Now, once it's dry, I'm going to put, now look at that, it's dry already. Good Lord. Okay, I'm going to put a yellow ochre on top, and we'll pull it. A runny yellow ochre. I guess I should have shook it a little bit better. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. I'm going to get it on this sheet here. I'll put the whole thing on. There we go. Now, you know, when you print and you're trying to clean the plate off and get stuff off and get that final print off, you got to let it sit on there for a while until it's dry. And one way you can tell it's dry is if it's no longer cool to touch. When it's cool, it just means that it still has moisture in it. You can also peek at it. Okay, so this one's ready. Look at that. What a nice pull. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. I'll show you the rest when I'm done. Okay, here's the finished pieces. Now, not all of them are done. I showed you these ones earlier. So these are already started to fold in half. But as you can see, I worked back into them. So these three are, I would consider finished and ready to be put into a journal. Now these ones I did today, and so they need to have maybe a little bit of work. Some of them might be okay. This one definitely is too chaotic. It needs some areas that are a little more calmer, because you always need places for your eyes to rest. So sometimes the solid or the neutral areas will help your eyes rest. Otherwise, like this, I said, is too chaotic. You just don't know where to look. This one I find very relaxing because it's more monochromatic in color scheme. So you have to remember that they will not be a full sheet. They are going to be half a sheet. So when you're looking at them in the book, they will take on a different appearance because there'll be pieces next to it. Here's another one that's very confusing that I have to make some decisions on. And I might be adding more things besides. I mean, I could put collage on top. I could paint big areas back in with acrylics or Posca pens. This one I kind of like because I think having a solid area like that really makes it more relaxing. And anyway, so these three here are not complete. I don't finish, like this side is, and I actually worked back into this side earlier. But this side, I haven't quite decided. I think it needs some more darks or something. And this one too is very much all over the place. That side's starting to work. And these two sides here are, this needs some solid areas in it. And that one needs something to bring it together. Sometimes what you can do to bring a piece together is to create a theme, like a color scheme. Like this one, what I did was I put more reds in it. So now it feels a little more unified than it did before. And that one I had finished before. This is the side I worked on today. And I kind of like it, but I still think there's a little more work to be done on it. So there you go. There is. Now I will, once I get the journals done, I'll show them to you, okay? I hope you enjoyed today. Whoops. And we'll do this again, okay? Bye.